HgCapital Trust is a UK-listed private equity fund specializing in investments in software and services companies with an enterprise value of between 50 million and 1 billion pounds, which offer an attractive combination of growth and a defensive profile. This is achieved through focusing on businesses which have a high level of recurring and contracted revenues, especially based on a software as a service framework. HgCapital Trust focuses on businesses with a loyal customer base and which offer IP-backed products which are business critical, but at the same time low spend. As a result, HgCapital Trust is an interesting play on the current trend towards digital transformation. Based on these investments, the fund aims to deliver consistent long-term NAV returns in excess of the FTSE All-Share Index. HgCapital Trust is managed by AG, which is one of the leading European private equity investment managers in the services and software space, with strong involvement in the strategic development and value creation of the businesses it invests in. It usually looks for companies which constitute a solid investment platform for the execution of a buy and build strategy. This means that they are looking for players which are ranked second to fourth in the respective markets and could be turned into a leading player through add-on investments. The active approach of HG is executed by their internal in-house operations team, which based on well-tested solutions works together with the existing management to implement business improvements, especially in the focus areas of sales, digital marketing, pricing, customer success, IT, and data analytics. This is well documented by several historical success stories, such as Visma or Iris. We believe that the global private equity markets are currently exhibiting certain characteristics of a late cycle environment. This includes a relatively high level of valuations and leverage, coupled with a high proportion of covenant-light debt, as well as significant amount of dry powder and a number of new players entering the market. In this context, we believe that investors who are looking for listed private equity with direct investments should focus on those funds which have a strong track record and capabilities in value creation, especially, or for instance, through the implementation of a buy and build strategy and operational improvements. HgCapital Trust has a portfolio of buyout investments in the software and services space valued at around 725 million pounds as at the end of May 2019. Following the significant number of realizations as well as new investments in the period 2016 to 2018, their portfolio is quite young. It is also relatively concentrated, as the top 20 investments represent around 80% of the NAV as at the end of May 2019. Apart from buyout investments, they also have a number of renewable energy investments through two Asper funds valued at around 22 million pounds as at the end of May. In terms of their historical performance, they were able to deliver a very strong NAV return, which on average over the last 10 years stood at close to 12%, which compares with the FTSE All-Share Index of around 9.6%. When we look at the 5-year performance, the benchmark outperformance was even stronger. Even though HgCapital Trust predominantly focuses on long-term capital appreciation rather than regular income distributions in the form of dividends, its aim is to pay out a dividend per share per annum of 4.6 pence since 2016. This currently represents a dividend yield of around 2%. The shares trade broadly in line with NAV at the moment. In terms of fees, HgCapital Trust pays priority profit share, which is an equivalent of a base management fee, which in FY18 represented around 1.5% of NAV. On top of this, the investment manager is entitled to a carried interest of 20% of the aggregate profits, subject to a certain hurdle rate.